Hey everybody, it's Claudia. So as you guys can see from the title of this video, this week's beauty video is a Taylor Swift inspired look. This is from her Red Tour, which I went and saw on Tuesday night, and she was absolutely amazing in concert. Her and Ed Sheeran were perfection. So this is the hair, the makeup, and the outfit that she wore from the concert. So if you guys are curious how to recreate this look, definitely keep watching. And at the end of this video, there is a giveaway, so if you want to be entered for that, you've got to stay tuned to the end of the video. I hope you guys like this, and let's get started. So obviously I haven't done a makeup tutorial for you guys before, so this angle is a little bit different and I'm trying my best, but I've got my little mirror here, so hopefully you guys should be able to see everything that I'm doing. But I have started off with no foundation or anything like that because we are working with glitter today. So I've done this first eye just to cut back on time, but basically for concert Taylor had a really glittery lid, so what I'm going to do is recreate that, and then she had her signature black eyeliner, so I'm going to show you guys how to get that and the products that I'm using, and I hope you guys like it. I haven't done any foundation or makeup or anything because you're going to probably get some fallout, and instead of like holding a Kleenex there and being all awkward, I'm just going to do the foundation after. So we'll start off with the eye. So the first thing I'm starting off with is this Too Faced Shadow Insurance for Glitter Glue, and it's a glitter bonding eyeshadow primer, and so you put this on before, and this really helps the glitter stick to your eye. So I'm just going to be putting a very like dime size amount on my hand, kind of whatever comes out of the tube, so just kind of like dime size, what am I talking about? Really tiny, and we're just going to put that all over the lid. And this is kind of like tacky and sticky, so it's really good for making sure glitter sticks to your eye. So if you're used to the like shadow insurance, like Too Faced Shadow Insurance or Urban Decay Primer Potion, this is a lot like stickier and tackier, and my eye is probably gonna, yeah, it's sticking together, like you can see my crease. But while that's kind of still tacky, we're going to take Fancy Frosting Paint Pot from MAC. It's super glittery and really pretty. Any shimmery or glittery base will work for this, but this is just the one I happen to have and love. And so to make this look a little more intense, we're just going to pop that all over the lid. And I do apologize for any weird facial faces I make. Facial faces, is that a thing? I don't know, but any like weird mouth movements, I apologize for that in advance. Once you have your glittery base, your paint pot or whatever it is you choose to use, you're going to want to take some glitter, and I have this MAC glitter. I don't even know if it has a color. It came in one of the Christmas sets, so it just looks like this, and it's really glittery and pretty. And I know, as a disclaimer, you are not supposed to use the glitter, that's a dog, on your eyes. And as a glitter, I know MAC tells you not to use glitter on your eyes, but for this tutorial I am, so please don't sue me, don't sue MAC. I just think this looks really pretty on the eyes, and Taylor had really glittery eyes, as you guys can see on this eye, so I'm going to go ahead and take my chances and use this MAC glitter on my eyeballs because, you know what, YOLO. That was awkward. Anyway, I'm just taking it on a MAC. This is totally rubbed off. This is a 219 brush. Whatever this little guy is, this little flat shader brush, I think it's a 219. I'm pretty positive it's a 219. And you're just going to pack your glitter on your brush like that, and then you're going to take your little cap and just kind of dip any excess glitter into the cap. And you're just going to pop it in patting motions all over your eyeball. And you're just going to want to do that until you get a really nice glittery kind of eyeball, I guess. I guess it's an eyelid, it's not an eyeball, it's an eyelid, Claudia. And if you need to go back and take more, as I just did, to make it a little more glittery, definitely go ahead. And again, using a patting motion, you won't get as much fallout, but as you guys probably can see, I do have quite a bit of fallout on my cheeks, so it's a good thing that you didn't put on foundation, and I can see it all over my eyelashes too, which is kind of funny, but that's that. And so then the next thing, and always close your glitter cap, even if you're still using it, because I've had too many times where it's almost fallen off the counter, and I did have one pigment that fell off the counter and it was a huge mess, so always close it in between, even if you don't think you're going to knock it. Weirder things have happened. And Taylor didn't have anything in her crease as far as I could tell. She just had the glittery lid, but I do like to have a little something in my crease, and so the color I'm going to be using in my crease is Quarry by MAC, and I just have it depotted there. in my like MAC palette, but it's Quarry, and I'm just going to take a 286, is that what it is? Yeah, 286 brush from MAC. It's just a tapered blending brush, and I'm just gonna literally just like dab twice into that and just lightly run it through my crease just to deepen it a little bit and have a little teeny tiny bit of contrast, because as I said, I do like to have something in my crease, and as someone who has very like deep set eyes, I do like to have a little bit of a crease just to show the contrast, so you can just run that through. And again, very light, just kind of not even noticeable if people didn't know about makeup. I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to continue with the tutorial. So you always want to make sure too when you're doing this that your eyes are even. Obviously that kind of goes without saying, but I just thought I'd do a little disclaimer for you. And because Quarry is so close to my skin tone, it's like a few shades darker. I apologize again for my dogs. Quarry is a few shades darker than my natural skin tone, so it gives a nice contrast without being too, boom, I have eyeshadow in my crease, if you know what I'm saying. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm taking Graph Black, is it Graph Black? Graph Black from MAC, just an eyeliner, and I'm just going to tight line with the black so our lashes appear longer, they appear fuller, and I'm just lifting up my eyeball, my eyelid, just kind of making it taut so I can see kind of where I'm going with that black, and it just again makes your eyelashes look a lot fuller. And then for the classic Taylor eyeliner, I'm pretty sure, I can feel glitter, I'm pretty sure she uses a felt tip eyeliner, so I'm using Stila's felt tip. I believe it's just like called black or like really black or something, but I do really like this eyeliner and I think it makes really nice lines. It is rather pricey, but I've had it now for like 6 or 8 months and it's still super going strong, so I really hope you guys can see this well enough while I do this on camera. But basically you just want a kind of flipped out wing like Taylor has, and then the whole eyelid is lined. So again, I hope you guys can see this pretty well. And the trick with eyeliner while you're going that I have found is that as you're going, it's really nice to kind of make sure that they're even and look at yourself in the mirror and say, are they even? And at this point, these ones pretty much are. And if you're like me, you want to look in the mirror because my left eye, I believe, is deeper set than my right one, and so often I'll have a bigger wing on one side than the other. And then you're just going to take it along the upper lash line as close as possible to start off. And I just like to do it in small kind of strokes so they end up kind of connecting and almost as straight as possible. And then you just want to take it and kind of make it even. And take it and connect it to your wing. And you have glittery Taylor Swift eyes. I like to prime my lashes when I have black eyeliner on because, again, as I said, I have pretty deep set eyes, so I want my lashes to definitely kind of come and extend up over. So I like to prime my lashes with MAC Prep and Prime. This is the best eyelash primer I found. But before I do that, you want to curl your lashes. So I like to start off with a primer. This is MAC's Eye Mascara Primer, Prep and Prime. It's white, it looks like this, but this is my favorite primer that I've ever found, so I just like to wiggle it along my lashes, like so. And while we let that just dry and get a little bit tacky, I like to take my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara in black and just start on the outer edge of my lashes. Then I'm going to start off with my Tarte Lights Camera Flashes. Lights Camera Lashes? I think it's Lights Camera Lashes. Not waterproof, and I'm just going to wiggle that through my top lashes and give them a good coat of that. And making sure while I'm doing this to kind of spread out my lashes. I know this angle probably looks awful and super weird, so I apologize. And then because I personally like really full lashes, I'm going to use Maybelline's The Rocket Volume Express Mascara over top. I think this just gives really nice fullness to your lashes, and it's one of my favorite mascaras, so I just do a coat of that over top. That is what the finished eye look is. So that is it for the eye makeup. That is how I saw Taylor Swift wearing hers, and this is the finished look, so it looks a little something like this. But now I'm going to move on to the rest of my face. So the first thing I'm starting with is a face primer slash moisturizer, and this one is Moisture Infusion from MAC. I just have a little tester of it because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and I've ended up loving it. It feels really, really good on the skin, so I'm just taking, and dotting it all over my face and just rubbing it in. Next, I'm taking a BB cream from MAC. This is the BB cream in Extra Light. I am extra light, and I have fallen in love with these BB creams. Again, I took a tester because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I have ended up loving it, so that is what I'm using for this look. And Taylor has really flawless skin, so I'm going to try and get as flawless. And this BB cream is a lot like a foundation, but it's not super heavy, and it feels really good, and it has amazing coverage, so that's what I'm going to be using on my face. So I'm just going to take like a pea-size amount and dot it all over my face. This one's kind of awkward because it's not a tube and I can't squeeze it onto the back of my hand. So I'm just going to blend it in with a stippling brush, and this stippling brush is from Sephora. It is from the Around the World in 7 Brushes kit, and I really like it. Next thing I'm going to be using is this Olay and CoverGirl Simply Ageless Eye Concealer, and I'm in the color 205, and it just has a moisturizer in the middle of it and the concealer. I've been really liking this. I'm not sure if it's like too creamy for me, but it's a good color, and I'm just going to pop that underneath my eyes to be a concealer, but being careful that I don't rub away the glitter. And then I'm also going to not only cover up my under eye circles with this concealer, but I'm also going to cover up any blemishes that I have. Because again, as I said, Taylor has really flawless skin, so... Right. And then to set everything, I'm going to be using MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light. Are you surprised? I'm not. And I'm just taking my MAC Kabuki brush, or a 182 brush, and just kind of patting that all over my face. And just to kind of blend it all in, I just want to make sure I'm blending it down my neck. And there is the finished skin. To set all that, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray and just kind of a couple of sprays just to make sure my foundation is going to stay in place. For bronzer, I'm just using Nude On Board from MAC. It just came out again this summer, and I'm just taking it on an angle brush and popping it right in the hollows of my cheeks. And if you know where the hollows of your cheeks are, that's awesome. And if you don't, all you need to do is just kind of make a fishy face, and along that line is where you want your bronzer. Taylor really doesn't have very much blush on ever. I've noticed she keeps it quite neutral and not very bright or anything. So I'm using Royal Sunset from MAC, but any kind of like peachy pink color will do. And I'm using a MAC 167 SE brush for this, and it's got a little pink tip because it came from one of the Christmas sets. And I'm just, again, dipping in, tapping off. There we go. And just smiling to find the apples of my cheeks. So lastly, for the perfect Taylor Swift makeup tutorial, you need the perfect red lip. And for my red lip that I use, that I really end up loving, and that throughout the night I can touch up really super easy, is I use 3 different products for my red lip. And I know that sounds kind of intense, but you will see why in a second. So I'm starting off with this lip stain from Lime Crime, and it's called Red Velvet, and I really like this because it leaves a matte finish, but it's also a long-wearing lip gloss. It's called a velveteen lip gloss, and so it stains and dries on your lips perfectly, and I like to keep this in the center of my lips because that's where I find my lipstick always comes off first, and so to keep my lipstick going all night instead of a lip liner, I use this puppy and it's amazing and I totally recommend it. I'm just putting it in the center of my lips, pushing my lips together, and then taking my finger while it's still wet and blending it. And so you could leave it like this and totally go out with these lips on. That's 100% fine. If that's what you want to do, girl, you go ahead and do it. But I like my red lips a little bit more intense, so I'm using Absolute Power from MAC. It's just a really deep berry color, but on the lips it's quite pretty, and layered over this it looks amazing. I like to use just like a really sheer red color over top, not a lip gloss, nothing sticky. And what I'm using is a Revlon lip butter, and this is in the color Wild Watermelon, and this is just going to give a really pretty shine to your lips, and it's going to be really easy to touch up your lipstick throughout the night. This is what I wore to the Taylor Swift concert, and I had red lips all night, so. I do want to say what kind of nail polishes I would wear. So Taylor often wears either no nail polish, white nail polish, or red nail polish. So nail polish that I have here that I love is Poinsettia from China Glaze, and I think it's just like one of the perfect reds. I have it on my nails right now, and I have like Taylor Swift inspired nails. I'll show you because I'm really proud of them. Loving Him Was, and then I have red. It's backwards, but it says red. Then I just have a little music note, and the red polish and white polish, and then at her concert she had tons of confetti, and I was so excited when it came down because it was red and white. And OPI has a red and white glitter, so it looks exactly like the concert did, and I'm super happy. But it is called Mini Style, and it came out with the Couture de Mini collection, and so these two paired together are like the perfect Taylor Swift nails.